When I launched my online business, I made £8,000 in my very first month. And in this video, what I'm gonna do is break you down the exact steps that I took to do that so you can implement it yourself and hopefully you can get very similar results. Now, this is a campaign that I use with a lot of clients that come and work with us initially because they need a bump of cash to get the business started. And I did at the same time too. So I'm gonna show you exactly what I did and why I did it. So let's dive right in. So when I started my online business, I was 15 grand in debt, okay? I'd had double knee surgery. I'd been out of work for nearly a year, relearning how to walk. And as a personal trainer, nobody really wants a personal trainer on a Zimmer frame. So I had to go online and I had to make some money very, very quickly. So what I did was I took a loan for more money and put myself even further in debt. And I sat there thinking, shit, I've got to make this work, okay? So I knew I needed to make a lot of money very, very quickly within my coaching business in order to kind of pay back my debts, pay back the extra money that I took out to learn sales and marketing and all of that stuff. And this is exactly what I did. So step one, I had to build an online coaching package, okay? Now, I didn't have access to lots of people. I'd been posting on social media for a while. I'd been putting content out. I had a decent reputation, nothing groundbreaking, but people kind of knew who I was if you were in the gym industry. So I looked at it in this way. I needed a program and a package that people would say yes to without me needing a load of testimonials and a load of online presence. But I also needed something that when somebody did buy, it actually made a significant difference to my bank account. So what I didn't do is go in for something like £1,000 plus because I didn't really have the time to build that relationship and build that trust with people. But I didn't go for something super cheap because if somebody did buy, I needed it to actually make a difference. So what I settled on was a 90-day transformation program for £400. Now, bearing in mind to work with me in the gym at this point, it was around £500 a month, okay? So my package as a personal trainer before I obviously had my accident was £1,500 for 3 months of transformation coaching. And that was kind of how I did it. So when I launched my online program, I wanted it to be a steal. I wanted it to be something where I could go back to everybody that had ever inquired to me about personal training and say, look, this is much, much cheaper, much better value for money for you, and you can still work with me and get the result that you wanted. So I settled on a package for around £400. Now that was back in 2019. Okay, so obviously inflation and the market's moved on by then. £400 should be a starting point for a 90-day program for most trainers. I don't care how long you've been a trainer. I don't care whether you've got 300,000 transformations or zero. £400 for one-to-one online coaching is a very, very, very good price for you because it makes a difference in your bank account, but also for the client because that is a lot of coaching for that kind of money. So that is the first thing I did. I built this 90-day transformation package for £400, and then my next step was how do I get people to actually buy it? So what I sat down and did was I built a list of every single person or every single place I could think of to find people that might want my transformation program. So I made a massive list of all the people that had ever inquired to me about personal training, people that I'd trained previously and didn't work with anymore, people that had messaged me on social media about personal training, friends of friends. I got anybody that I knew that had a decent connection with lots of people to share a post and put it out there. I wanted as much exposure for this program as humanly possible. And I'm not gonna lie to you, for a month straight, I just fucking hustled through that list, okay? I texted everyone, I rang everyone, I emailed everyone, I posted on every social media platform that I had about it. I asked any previous clients that I had to share it. I asked my friends and family to share it. I went into the gym, spoke to people about it. I tried to make connections with local businesses. I just worked really, really hard at it, okay? And my social media didn't really bring in a massive amount of people for this because I didn't have a long ramp time. I literally built the package and wanted to get clients tomorrow. So what I did was I just did everything through outreach, okay? I messaged loads of people, I text loads of people, had loads of back and forths, okay? And that's how I got my initial sales for my online coaching program. Not very sexy, not the way that the internet gurus would have you believe it's as easy as crafting this beautiful funnel, but it worked, okay? And by the end of the month, I had 20 clients that had paid me £400 for a 3-month transformation, okay? Which made me £8,000 in my first month. Now, how I actually sold that program was I followed a very, very simple process to do so, okay? The messaging process went like this. The first message was just a reintroduction or introduction, depending on whether I knew the person or not, okay? So I'd send them a little message that said, "Hi mate, nice to catch up. I know we spoke before about personal training. Just wondered if you're still looking to get in shape." Okay, that was kind of my first message. Obviously then I'd get a reply, and then my second message would be something along the lines of, "Oh, that's great. Is there a particular time frame or a particular event that you're looking at getting in shape for?" The third message was then, "All right, previously when you tried to do this, what are the big roadblocks for you that have stopped you doing it on your own?" And then get the answer from that. So my final message would be, "Look, I've got a program that I think would be really useful for you. It's the launch of my online coaching business, so I'll obviously be able to do it at a bit of a discount. Is that something that you want to discuss?" Obviously, some of the answers were yes. And from those yeses, I booked calls with people to go through a consultation and make sure that I could do it for them. So then the next step of that was the consultation process. And on the consultation, I did it through phone call. I didn't do it through Zoom because I wasn't even sure how to use Zoom at the time. So I just set a time in my calendar, text the person the time, so we agreed on it, and then I rang them at that time. The thing that actually I think worked for me really well about this was that I could be a little bit more flexible with when I did the calls and who I did the calls with, because I wasn't kind of setting up fancy funnels and things like that and having to set up automations to remind them of the call calendar. Okay, I just literally rang them at the time we agreed. And on that call, all I did was go through what their goals were, why their goals were so important to them right now, what they thought their roadblocks were, what they'd tried in the past, and what kind of support they thought they needed from me. Then what I walked them through is a customized training plan, a customized nutrition plan. I actually spoke to them about some of the things that I think would be helpful for them in their unique situation, because I think that helped me close the deal. And then I present them with the price of £400 for 12 weeks of transformation coaching. And then I shut up, because I didn't want to start umming and ahhing and breaking things down into kind of, oh, we can do it monthly, we can do this, because I didn't want the cash monthly. I wanted it right away. I needed it then and there. So I presented the price of £400, which again is not an astronomical amount of money. And then I shut up. And out of the 30 calls that I had that month of the people that I'd hustled to on the phone, 20 of them said yes. And then I onboarded them into my online coaching program. Now, this is not the sexiest method to get started. It is definitely not the simplest and most efficient way to get started. But if you've not got a lot to work with and you need to make cash now, this is something that I would do. I actually map out this process inside my free program, the Leverage Business Academy, okay? It's something that we call a cash campaign. And we use this every time a client comes to us needing a quick injection of cash to move the business forward. And it's something that works every single time if done correctly, okay? So if you want to get access to the videos on how to do the cash campaign, the exact messaging scripts that we use, the exact sales process that we use, click the link in the comments below. You can request access. We'll let you in and you can get started. So hopefully that was helpful. It was a little bit of a story about how I launched my online coaching business, but for a lot of you that are in that position that haven't really built up a large social media following and want to kind of make some cash with it now, it's a great thing to implement if you're willing to do the hard work.